Hello students, and welcome to Lesson 13, Information System Security, Education and Training. So you want to be an information system security or cybersecurity professional, and that's probably why you're listening to me on these recordings. Your primary job will be to ensure the availability, confidentiality, and integrity of your organization's IT infrastructure. You will also ensure the security and privacy of your organization's sensitive data. This requires a high level of responsibility, authority, and trust. You must know information technology. You must also know the organization's IT and security policies, standards, and procedures. Technology changes every day. So do risks, threats, and vulnerabilities. Education is critical to staying current with these rapid changes. Demand for these skills continues to increase. A steady supply of job candidates is critical. Candidates must possess the proper educational background. More important, they must have the necessary hands-on skill sets to implement security countermeasures and controls. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about information system security or cybersecurity education and training opportunities. In addition, I'm going to teach you where you can obtain the hands-on skill sets needed to perform your job duties as an information system security professional. The learning objective is to describe information system security educational opportunities and professional certifications. We're going to look at self-study education programs in information system security, continuing education programs in information system security, post-secondary higher education degree programs in information system security, organizations that offer information security education programs, and security awareness programs. The easiest and quickest way to learn about information system security is to teach yourself. Having a high comfort level with computers, software, and browsing the internet is a typical prerequisite. Many information system security and cybersecurity resources exist both online and in book form, but you must be proficient in finding them. Your local bookstore likely carries many books and magazines that cover information system security or cybersecurity topics. In fact, you may find it difficult to narrow your choices to just a few. Before you embark on continuing your education in information system security or cybersecurity, you need to assess whether self-study is the best approach for you. Self-study can be a very cost-effective and convenient option, but it might not be the best solution in all cases. First, consider some of the advantages of self-study or self-instruction. First is self-motivation. If you're a self-motivated individual and can work long hours in front of your own computer, then information system security and cybersecurity may be for you. After all, hackers and perpetrators spend countless hours on their computers planning attacks and conducting reconnaissance and port scanning on selected targets. Equal time should be spent learning to avoid their attacks. Next is low cost. Self-study is generally the least expensive training option, given that open source tools and applications are available in the public domain for hands-on labs and skill set readiness. You need to buy only those materials required to meet your goals. You can choose the materials that best fit your budget. Some self-study materials are available for no cost. Purchasing network equipment, computers, RAM, storage media, and high-speed internet connectivity may also be required if you build your own information system security or cybersecurity test lab. Virtualizing your lab reduces your costs. Next are flexible materials. With self-study, you select the resource materials you like the best. Different people learn in different ways. You might prefer a video course, whereas another person might prefer a printed book. Either way, self-study gives you the option to find the resources that best suit your learning style. Next is flexible schedule. You can study when it works best for your schedule. Some people study better in the morning, others study better in the evening. The self-study option lets you decide which study schedule works best for you. Next is personal pace, which is not on the slide I have before you. But when you're doing it yourself, you get to set the pace. The self-study option lets you decide how fast you want to cover the training material. You may need to explore some topics slowly and others more quickly. An additional advantage is that you can go back and cover a topic again if you need to. And finally is supplemental materials. No one is an expert in every area, and no area is exclusively taught by one expert. Most students in any subject benefit from additional materials at one time or another. When you select your own resources, you can decide when to use supplemental materials. Your initial search for primary materials will likely give you a feel for good additional materials if and when you need them. There are also some disadvantages to choosing the self-study option. Carefully consider these concerns when deciding if self-study is right for you. First is procrastination. One of the most common pitfalls of self-study is procrastination. There are so many demands on your time, it is often difficult to justify setting aside time to study. Furthermore, you may find that self-study takes more time than you plan. You will need discipline and commitment to stay on schedule. Seriously consider how well you are able to stick to a study schedule when you're studying on your own time. Next is resource selection. Although choosing your own resource can be an advantage, it can also be a disadvantage. It is very difficult to assess the value of a resource without really studying it first. Some resources look great at first glance, but don't have the depth or value that you need. The large number of options available to you can make the process of identifying the best products difficult. Moving now to a lack of interaction. Self-study is a one-way instruction technique. You don't get any feedback from other students or an instructor. If you like learning with others, self-study may not be the best option for you. Although most people do benefit from interaction, the inconvenience and cost of other options may limit you to self-study. Next is quality. Most self-study resources specifically target the low-cost student market. In other words, they are low-cost products to meet limited budgets. That doesn't mean that these products aren't good. It just means that they don't have the same appearance as the higher cost products. In some cases, quality directly relates to cost. However, there are very good inexpensive resources, and there are expensive resources that have limited value. Carefully look over the materials that you purchase. And finally is validated outcome. If you are using self-study just to learn about security topics, validation may not be a concern for you. However, it is good to get validation that you successfully completed an area of study. Most other training methods include some sort of assessment and validation process. Self-study does not have such a process. Your validation is your ability to demonstrate what you have learned. This could be passing a certification exam or just having some more knowledge and skills than before you started. An important aspect of making a decision to pursue self-study is decide on the purpose of your study. The specific reasons that you want to study a topic can help you decide the best approach. In most cases, you pursue some form of study for at least one reason, including things like general knowledge. General security knowledge is necessary to understand the big picture. Security involves all domains of the IT infrastructure and several areas outside the IT infrastructure. As a result, a security professional should have a good understanding of general security topics. Most professionals focus on one or more specific areas of security. These professionals would benefit from a better overall understanding of security works. In addition, many security managers need a more general knowledge set rather than a command of the specific security details. Another one would be specific knowledge and skills. Most security tasks require general knowledge and specific area knowledge. In addition, you may need specific skills to carry out a task. For example, setting up firewall rules can be very complex. You need to know the details of firewall configuration and how to maintain rules on your organization's device. General knowledge is good for a high-level view, but hands-on practitioners need specific knowledge as well. Make sure any self-study materials you use cover the topics you need in sufficient detail. Another one is certification preparation. One common use for self-study is in preparing for a certification exam. You may meet the requirements to take a certification exam, but want to review the material and fill in any knowledge gaps. Self-study may be a good fit for this need. And finally, skill set readiness, hands-on labs. One of the most important criteria for employment or career advancement is your ability to demonstrate hands-on skill set readiness as an information systems security professional. Many self-study courses or training programs do not have a capability for you to perform hands-on labs that mimic real-world IT infrastructures. You need to know how to apply your knowledge of information systems security into real-world IT infrastructures. By incorporating experiential learning with hands-on labs into the self-study learning process, you'll be able to bridge the gap between having book knowledge and sharpening your hands-on skills. There are many sources for self-study in IT security or information assurance training. This isn't a complete list I'm about to give you, but it should help you get started. Remember, everyone's approach to self-study training is different. Not all self-study training programs offer the same materials. To find the best training materials for self-study learning, follow these guidelines I'm about to give you. First, use reputable sources. Don't buy resources from just any website. Make sure the company has a good reputation. Leading product companies such as IBM and Cisco already have a good product reputation. Smaller companies may not be so well known, but the large and smaller companies might offer product training. Do some research to find comments and reviews on the company before you buy any products. You should buy materials only from a reputable business that has multiple positive customer reviews. Next is material reviews. Even reputable companies can sell training products that don't meet your needs. In addition to checking the reviews for each vendor, look for product reviews too. You should be able to find positive reviews for the book or course you want to buy. A simple internet search on the product name should provide reviews or comments on its quality. Next are multiple products. Retailers that provide multiple products tend to have better quality training products. It takes a substantial investment to develop and market a range of related products. These product creators want to ensure that the quality is high to generate additional sales. Be careful though. Don't blindly assume that quantity is the same as quality. Some retailers just carry anything they can sell. When in doubt, search for product and vendor reviews. And finally is hands-on skill set labs. Many self-study training programs do not offer a hands-on lab or virtual lab capability. Therefore, these programs are void of a critical learning element. If you are interested in learning and passing a professional certification exam, you may not need hands-on skill sets. If you're trying to learn a new skill set and need hands-on experience performing information system security or information assurance tasks, make sure your training program incorporates hands-on lab activities. You will need to build your own information system security or cybersecurity test lab. By having your own cybersecurity lab, you will be able to obtain the hands-on skill sets needed to practice combating hackers and perpetrators. Whether self-study is a good option for you depends on your situation. Consider your budget, schedule, learning style, and experience before making a decision. Self-study isn't the only way to go. I'm about to tell you now about other options to pursue security training and education. An alternative to self-study learning is instructor-led training in a classroom. Many colleges and universities promote and market continuing education programs as part of local community workforce development. The continuing education group can be part of the school or a closely related educational unit. In some cases, it is actually one of the schools within the university. The purpose of continuing education is to provide formal training courses that lead to a certificate or professional certification and not a degree. In many cases, the students already have degrees and are looking to update their skills and knowledge. The courses can range from very general to highly specific and technical. These courses meet various needs of community members, including the following. It gives you things like preparatory classes for degree programs, enrichment classes for adults, summertime camp-style classes for children and youth, professional training, and certification preparation. The last category covers both security and many other instructional areas. Continuing education courses often try to meet needs of adult students. Because most adult students have jobs, you find that many continuing education classes meet on the evenings or weekends. Continuing education programs are typically offered as part of an evening curriculum that leads to a certificate of completion. A certificate of completion is a document that is given to a student upon completion of the program and signed by the instructor. A certificate of completion attests that you have completed the course and made a significant score on an assessment. Remember, the difference between a certificate of completion and a professional certification is that the certificate of completion merely states that you have taken the course and completed the tasks and assignments. A professional certification requires a job task analysis and requires a passing grade on a certification exam that must be defensible in court. Certificate programs are commonly specific to the educational institution. Similar programs at different schools may have different requirements. Each institution also dictates its own method of delivery. It is very common to see blended programs that include both traditional classes and online offerings. If a certificate program interests you, start by contacting your local colleges and universities. Many continuing education providers work closely with practitioners in each subject area to ensure that their classes meet the needs of local employers and other organizations. You may find that the classes you take at local institutions provide specific content encouraged by local organizations. That can help you gain the specific knowledge and skills local companies need and want. Because many continuing education providers have online programs, you don't have to limit your search to local providers. An internet search will show you many continuing education offerings for nearly any interest area. Try searching for continuing education in information security. You find many institutions that provide certificate programs. Continuing education programs also include courses that don't lead to certificate. Many courses exist just to keep practitioners current and informed. These courses are often called continuing professional education or CPE or continuing professional development or CPD courses. These courses generally target practitioners who are already working in their chosen fields. Most certifications require certification holders to pursue additional education each year to keep their certifications current. Certifications that require additional education generally specify the number of credits each certificate requires. If a certificate holder fails to earn the minimum number of credits, he or she may lose the certification. To make easier the process of validating continuing education, most institutions offer credit for courses in a standard unit. Institutions assign each course a CPE value, and each CPE credit represents 50 minutes of classroom instruction. Students can select courses based on the number of CPE credits they can earn. Students who hold certifications can prove they completed a course and then claim the CPEs toward their certification maintenance requirements. A continuing education program is a great way to pursue new knowledge and keep certifications current. Contact your local colleges and universities to find out what courses they offer. As you look for continuing education course offerings, don't forget to search online. You may find just what you're looking for in an online course. If you're just looking for online courses, you can look beyond your local colleges and universities. Colleges and universities also provide degree programs related to information systems security, cybersecurity, or information assurance. The number of colleges and universities offering 2-year associates, 4-year bachelor's, and 2-year master's degree programs are climbing. This includes both not-for-profit schools and for-profit schools offering accredited degree programs. Today, you can find classroom delivered, online delivered, and blended delivered curriculums and courseware for degrees ranging from associate's level up to PhD. When considering a degree in information system security, cybersecurity, or information assurance, consider what career opportunities and employment you seek first. Nearly any college or university can offer an information system security or cybersecurity related degree program once it obtains accreditation for the curriculum from that state's Board of Education. In February 2003, the National Strategy to Secure Cyberspace called for a program to recognize educational and research institutions that provide quality security education and conduct pertinent research. In response to that strategy, the National Security Agency and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security jointly sponsored 2 important programs. The first one is the National Centers of Academic Excellence in Information Assurance Education, or CAE/IAE program. The CAE/IAE program identifies educational institutions that meet the program's information assurance educational guidelines. The next one is the National Centers of Academic Excellence in Research program, or CAE/R. The CAE/R program identifies institutions that meet the research guidelines. According to the NSA website, the goal of these programs was to reduce vulnerability in our national information infrastructure by promoting higher education and research in information assurance and producing a growing number of professionals with IA or information assurance experience in various disciplines. The NSA established the National Centers of Academic Excellence for the Cybersecurity Operations Program. Many colleges and universities have certified their information assurance degree programs to various NSA standards. The CAE program is in support of the National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education. We call that NICE, and this standard is for Building a Digital Nation. Colleges and universities that have obtained the coveted Center of Excellence designation demonstrate their commitment to educating the nation's cybersecurity workforce. Together, these 2 programs designate the nation's top information assurance degree programs and graduate level research. Obtaining NSA's coveted CAE/IAE or CAE/R designation means the curriculum and research institutions meet or exceed the standards defined by the NSA. The approval process requires a rigorous mapping of curriculum learning objectives to NSA's various information systems security and information assurance standards for cybersecurity job roles. The list of centers of excellence for academia or research provides a complete listing of colleges and universities offering degree programs mapped to NSA standards. Students interested in information system security or information assurance degree programs should investigate. One type of degree that many institutions offer is the associate's degree. The degree is the most accessible because it generally represents a 2-year program. Some institutions offer accelerated programs that allow students to complete the degree in less than 2 years. Either way, an associate's degree provides a basic education for people who want to enter the information security field without spending 4 more years in school. These programs can prepare you for a wide range of entry-level positions in IT and information security. Different institutions offer different types of associate degrees. Just to name a few, you can pursue an Associate of Science, Associate of Technical Arts, or Associate of Applied Sciences degree. You can find both traditional and online degree programs at entry level. The bachelor's degree is the next higher level of degree many institutions offer. The standard bachelor's degree is a 4-year degree program. However, many institutions offer accelerated programs to complete the degree requirements in less than 4 years. The bachelor's degree is often a requirement for any information security position other than entry-level positions. In fact, some entry-level positions even require a bachelor's degree as a minimum. There are many types of bachelor's degree programs. Some degree programs focus on knowledge breadth. Others focus on knowledge depth. In general, liberal arts institutions and larger universities offer programs that focus on breadth. Technical institutions generally focus more on depth. Consider the various degree programs offered by institutions and compare the courses you'll take to satisfy the degree requirements. Find a program that fits your professional goals. As with other degree programs, you can find institutions that offer both traditional and online programs of study. The current term for online study is distance learning. If this type of study interests you, try researching for information security distance learning degree programs online. You find that there are many choices available. You can pursue several different types of bachelor's degrees. Some of the choices include Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Technology. The degree programs differ in the courses you must take and in the subject matter on which the degree programs focus. For example, a BS degree will likely focus more on a wide breadth of subjects, whereas a bachelor's technical degree will likely consist of mostly technical courses. Again, select a program of study that best fits your plans. The next type of academic degree is the master's degree. A master's degree program goes beyond the level of a bachelor's degree program. It generally consists of 2 years of study beyond a bachelor's degree. Some institutions offer accelerated programs that enable students to earn a master's degree more quickly than 2 years. A master's degree shows that the holder possesses a deeper level of knowledge than the general population of information security practitioners. Master's programs are generally very specific to a field of study. When you enter a master's program, you normally spend most of your time focusing on a specific area of study. Programs at this level focus more on depth of knowledge than on breadth of knowledge. There are several different master's degree programs available as well. These include Masters of Science, Master of Science in Information Technology, and Master of Business Administration. There's a definite difference in degree programs at this level. The main difference exists between the MS and the MBA degrees. Each one has a different focus and targets a different group of students. The Master of Science degrees, MS, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Information Technology, focus on the technical aspects of information security. In other words, these degrees are appropriate for security practitioners. If you want to work in a hands-on environment and perform security-related work, these degrees may be good choices. These type of degree programs detail how the IT infrastructure operates and how to design and implement proper security controls. Master of Science degree programs prepare you to enter the field of information security and perform the work of securing systems. The Master of Business Administration degree focuses on managing the process of securing information systems. Whereas MS programs prepare students to perform information security work, MBA programs prepare students to manage and maintain the people and environment of information security. A person who holds an MBA degree in information security fields will be prepared to manage information security or IT groups. The skills necessary to manage any technical environment are different from the skills necessary to perform technical work. A separate degree program prepares students to enter the specific field of their choice. The highest level of academic degree is a doctoral degree. This degree represents the most respected academic honor and is the most difficult to obtain. A doctoral program goes even further than the level of study required for a master's degree. Depending on the type of degree, requirements normally include rigorous coursework and extensive research that makes a meaningful contribution to the field. Unlike other degrees, doctoral degrees do not involve a set amount of time. Many doctoral programs take from 3 to 5 years, but there's no standard time frame for completing the degree. A doctoral degree identifies the holder as one who values extensive education in a chosen field of study. This person will possess the ability to function at a level that requires exceptional abilities and insight. In the field of information security, people who hold doctoral degrees often work in research, in large enterprise information security management, or in academic roles. Several types of doctoral degrees are available depending on whether you want to pursue an academic, technical, or management path. Some of the available doctoral degrees in the area of information security include Doctor of Science, Doctor of Information Technology, Doctor of Technology, and the most widely recognized doctorate degree, the Doctor of Philosophy. Even at this level, institutions offer degree programs in both traditional and online formats. Traditional educational programs normally focus on students learning a bulk of information through a quarter or a semester. Although some programs do introduce hands-on skills, educational institutions focus on complete coverage of topics. They want students to understand the reasons behind decisions and topics. Sometimes all students want is to learn skills or acquire very specific knowledge. Security training programs fill this need with many different offerings. In general, security training programs differ from security education programs in their focus on hands-on skill and in their duration. Whereas education classes generally meet for a few hours a week over several months, security training classes often meet for intensive sessions lasting from a few hours to several days. The main purpose of security training courses is to rapidly train students in one or more skills or to cover essential knowledge in one or more specific areas. Full-time employees might find an intense week-long course more possible. Others could only attend, for example, evening classes spread over several weeks. Many security training courses specifically prepare students for certification exams. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, also known as NIST, have an 800 series publications which cover all NIST recommended procedures for managing information security. The publications also provide guidelines for enforcing security rules. These publications set forth many procedures that are necessary to keep IT environments secure. It is important that users receive training to ensure that they understand the security procedures and can implement them. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management, or OPM, requires that federal agencies provide training suggested by the NIST guidelines. It requires agencies to train all current employees and to train all new employees within 60 days of each employee's hire date. Under the OPM requirements, agencies must also provide training whenever any of the following conditions occur. There is a significant change in the agency's IT security environment. There is a significant change in the agency's security procedures, or an employee enters a new position that deals with sensitive information. Agencies must also provide periodic refresher training at specified intervals. In addition, the regulations require that all employees or other personnel receive specialized security training before they receive access to secure IT applications and systems. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, also known as HIPAA, also includes directives that require security awareness training. Implementation specifications include the following: establishing a security awareness program, providing training in malicious software, providing training on login monitoring procedures, and providing training on password management. The Computer Security Act of 1987 mandated that NIST and OPM create guidelines on computer security awareness training. It directed these agencies to create training that is specific to an agency's functional organizational roles. NIST Special Publication 800-16, which is called Information Technology Security Training Requirements, a role and performance-based model, includes these guidelines. The publication also contains a methodology that some organizations use to develop training courses for different audiences that have significant information security responsibilities. Special Publication 800-50, Building an Information Technology Security Awareness and Training Program, is another NIST document related to information security awareness and training. The four main areas of NIST 800-50 are as follows. First, there's awareness, a continuous process to help keep all personnel vigilant. This can include acceptable use policy, reminders, log-on banners, posters, email messages, and any other techniques to keep personnel thinking about security. Next is training. Teach necessary security skills and competency to staff as a whole, as well as those whose jobs are in IT. Next is education. Integrate security skills and competencies into a common body of knowledge. And finally is professional development. Organizations and certifications. These meet a standard by applying evaluation or measurement criteria. The PCI DSS version 3.2, which I don't have a slide for, is a standard for self-assessment questionnaires. And the requirement is 12.6, and it states, implement a formal security awareness program to make all personnel aware of the cardholder data security policy and procedures. This PCI DSS version 3.2 requirement must be supported with a new hire training and at least annual security awareness training updates. In addition, it requires that personnel acknowledge at least annually that they have read and understand the security policies and procedures. Those are just a few examples of regulations that require an ongoing security training and awareness program. Many organizations also include security awareness and training in their security policy. Ensuring that your personnel are aware of security policies and procedures is a primary responsibility of your organization's management. Security and training personnel may develop and deliver the security message, but management is responsible for ensuring that they communicate their policy. Merely providing security training isn't enough, though. Each organization should provide training that is specific to each job function. Some job functions, such as data owners, need different training from other job functions, such as managers. You should ensure that all personnel receive the training that is specific to their job functions. Some organizations cannot provide the level and amount of security training their personnel need. In such cases, separate security training organizations play a major part in providing the necessary training and certification for security personnel. Some organizations provide specific security training and others provide certification programs. Many vendors provide security training. As with educational institutions, you can find vendors that will provide classroom, online, and prepackaged study options. Choose the course delivery option that works best for your budget, learning style, and your schedule. There are many options for you, so take some time to evaluate the available products. This slide lists some of the larger security training vendors and their offerings. You can choose from among many quality training organizations. Visit each one's website to look at current offerings. You'll probably be able to find a class and delivery method that fits your needs. Each organization, regardless of the industry vertical or regulatory compliance law requirement, must have a new hire and ongoing or annual security awareness training program. The security awareness training course must be part of the organization's security awareness campaign. A security awareness campaign consists of training, periodic newsletters or memos, lunch and learn training sessions, and security incidents that are open as a result of a security policy violation. Depending on how organizations' employees react to policies and procedures and their compliance, security awareness training may need to increase. Remember, the user domain contains the weakest link in an entire IT infrastructure, and that's humans. The following elements are typically included in an organization's new hire security awareness training courses. These topics may be reinforced in the acceptable use policy and the organization's annual security awareness training, depending on need. First, we have compliance with regulatory requirements and laws. Security awareness training typically include topics regarding your organization's regulatory compliance and legal requirements as an employee. This may include regulatory compliance and protection of sensitive data, such as personally identifiable information, we call that PII, protected healthcare information, which is PHI, or cardholder data, which are credit card numbers. The next one is password behaviors. The organization's password management policy and complex password requirements are typically reviewed in annual security awareness training. Next is the clean desk policies. Security awareness training should remind employees to enforce or ensure confidentiality by not leaving any sensitive information or documents on their desks. Next is personally owned devices. Organizations that permit the use of personally owned devices, such as laptop computers or smartphones, must address the bring your own device policy in annual security awareness training. Next is new threats and new security trends and alerts. Security awareness training is a good tool for educating employees on new attack methods and trends from attackers and perpetrators. Let's add new viruses to that as well. Security awareness training is a good tool to educate employees on new attack viruses and malicious software such as ransomware and CryptoLocker software. Next is phishing attacks. Reminders about phishing emails and targeted phishing emails are typically communicated in annual security awareness training. And finally is use of social networking and peer-to-peer communication. Both are typically prohibited in the acceptable use policy and in other policy definitions. Therefore, this topic is commonly shared in annual security awareness training. Without periodic security awareness training, employees will not be aware of new policies and procedures regarding security and privacy. Some organizations require policy for ensuring that security awareness training is updated and delivered annually to all employees and contractors. This is an important risk mitigating requirement to address the risk created from the user domain and humans. Human resources staff may be required to generate reports confirming that employees have taken and have passed the annual security awareness training program. This may be requested by auditors when they're on site performing regulatory compliance audits. Being a qualified security professional requires pertinent knowledge and skills. You have to understand security issues and be able to act on that understanding. Education and training organizations can provide you with the necessary knowledge and help you to develop the required skills you need. You explored in this lesson several different options to learn more about information system security. You learned that self-study is a viable choice in some cases. It is also the least expensive. Regardless of where and how you acquire additional knowledge and skills, reading and researching the information provided in this lesson has given you a better understanding of what's out there. The learning doesn't stop with a certificate or a degree. You learned about continuing education offerings for information education and degree programs for varying levels of formal education. You also learned about some of the organizations that offer focused training in short courses. On-the-job security awareness is the number one security control an organization can implement to mitigate the risk created by humans. Many organizations require annual security awareness training, and human resource staff may be required to generate reports confirming that employees have taken and have passed the annual security awareness training program. These reports may be required by auditors. All right, that's the end of this lesson, and I'll see you in lesson 13.